Welcome, welcome. This is Moderna Excels. I am Keith, your host. Welcome back. We are going to do the closing bell here together. I figured what a wonderful time to do this. MRNA is up for the day. 176, which is about $3.11 up right now, 1.7% up. The main thing to note is that it's going up. And this week has been outstanding. In fact, I'll share with you a comment that I made here on my Webull app because I like to make comments. And if you're from here, be sure to join me because we are always, check it out. This is Moderna for the last few days. This is exciting because we went from lower than, about 147 is where it was at its low. And it went straight up. Now we're at 176.27. So that's $30 up. That's quite a bit. And next week, I suspect it's going to be pretty much the same. And these are like very safe gains in the way it gained. It wasn't like a rocket ship up. It was methodical. It was people coming together, realizing this stock has value, realizing the value behind the company, and just putting their money on it, putting their faith in it. And that's what this looks like. It doesn't look like, just pumping and dumping, which you see in a lot of stocks these days, unfortunately. It helps when you're on the winning end of that. I know some people in GameStop, for example, I won't say his name because it's got a foul word in there, but he made $44 million is what he was up, but his greed would not allow him to sell at that point. So he ended up closing. I'm not even sure if he closed yet. I'm pretty sure he did. The word on the street is that I guess he walked away with about 20 million. And then I also heard maybe he ended up with about 7 million. So I guess the verdict is still out on that. We'll figure it out nonetheless. He was one of the founders of that GameStop, situation where it just, took on roots. And I understand the premise behind it, quite frankly. And I agree with it that Wall Street, these money manipulators, just like I was telling you in previous videos, analysts, they want to manipulate the market for their own good. It's up to us to stay consistent, to have faith in what we're doing, to not react to their market manipulation. And my Moderna brothers and sisters, us, this brethren, this family, when we invest, I encourage you, and this, of course, is up to you. I mean, money is very important. This stock, I've seen it go from high to lows and back up again. You just have to have faith in where it's headed ultimately. And for me, I'm very comfortable in saying the ultimate number on this stock is easily, I want to see 250. That's a very special line for me. I want to see that achieved. Remember, this stock already made it up to 217 at once, and that was like a shoot up. It was spike like a rocket right up. It was in extended hours trading, which by golly, I wish that happened when it was in open hours because I mostly do options trading, which I'll share with you guys a lot about options. It's just a very aggressive way to get in the market, but you got to be very careful. I don't recommend it. I mean, especially for people that are just trying to, you don't want to stare at the screen all day and look at what these prices are doing. You want to just put your money in the market, go do your work, go do your hobbies, come back and it exploded. That's what you want. Some people are getting into it and they're just, they're, I guess it's an unsafe situation for some folks is my point. And, so keep within your safety range so that you can be comfortable and set it and forget it. Put the money in, you come back and it exploded. Let me show you something on here. I'm going to show you my paper account and it'll show you a little bit about that set it and forget it mentality. What I did on my paper account here is, let's see if I can get to it, that is. And I don't really use this one here, but let me just show you what I did on the paper account. And it's up 38%. I started with $1 million, right? And I just put on here, I put Candy. I just did some stocks that I was looking at the time, and of course Moderna. Because I believe in Moderna. And I've been believing in Moderna for a long time. And I added to the Moderna holding in this paper trade. And I started with it with 104 is where the stock was at a very low number in the beginning of the year, which is just unbelievable. That was unrealistically low. It was getting beat up in all kinds of ways unfairly. It really upset me at that time because I understood this stock inside and out. Well, it's 4 p.m. Let's see where we closed. We closed at 176.24. Yep, 176.24, which is an outstanding number. I'm very happy with the week closing. I think next week is going to be an outstanding week. I think we're going to go through the roof. I was hoping we'd reach the 180 today, but it was a little stagnant, and there is some selling off, people getting scared. A lot of speculators are in the market right now. Know that. They're helpful in some ways. They're the ones who are driving these rocket pushes, but also they can cause the market to be jittery. The main thing is that this stock has it has like a gravity to it, and generally speaking, and gravity could work either way. You got to mentally stick with me on this. What's gravity do? It pushes down, right? And generally, you can lift your hand up, but as soon as you run out of energy, it's generally going back down. Well, this gravity on Moderna is generally going up because people believe in it. The more people that are in it believe in it than that don't believe in it. They believe in it at higher levels. They realize that it's got value, and you see it appreciating its value. That's why it's got this steady climb up, and that's why at different points it spikes and goes through the roof, because all this steady approach is a lot of energy heading towards this stock going into next week, really. And then you have these speculators that push on top of this steady growth. Even when you just have low volume, it's still steady going up, which is a great sign in that a stock is healthy. And then when you add in the various people that just jump in, they're speculators, and that's when it's, you start seeing the rocket movement. Of course, the rocket movement also sends a sell off, because even the steady growers or that are sticking with it, they look at those opportunities. Oh, I'm going to sell now and then buy on the dip. And so there's a lot of that stuff going on. Whatever your market strategy is, I don't blame you for it. I understand. We're all in this to make money. We're all in this to grow our portfolios. We are all in this to become stronger in our own personal lives, which I have a lot of opinions on. I'll try not to push anything too much on this channel, considering this is specifically about we're growing Moderna, and we're growing our family in Moderna. And I'll share a lot with you in these other regards, but really it's very important to stay focused on what we're doing. Uh, Also, too, please, if you would, like the video, share the video too, even. Get other people on board so that they could see why we're investing in Moderna. And these spectators, if you know any of them, that they love to get into Moderna or some other stocks, let them see that there's more to these stocks than just this speculation. The fundamentals matter even more than just the squiggly lines, reading where it's going and how it's going, because that stuff will throw you off if you don't realize that underneath all that, there's a fundamental reason why this stock has value to it and why it has growth potential to it. There's other stocks that there's a lot of speculation, just like GameStop. There's no underlying fundamental that says, I got you. In case this stock drops, I got you. I'm Mr. Fundamentals, and I've got my stuff together, and this stock's going up. There's nothing there under, GameStop or some of these other ones that you can feel real confident in that. But in Moderna, I feel you can, and that's why this channel exists. Moderna excels. I really believe that that's an opportunity, and I'm very happy to have spent this time with you guys. Let me send a message out in the chat, just because I want to get used to doing that. I want you to share where you're from. I want you to share your names. I want to get to know you. Okay, so just if you can, jot a note sometimes. Let me know who you are. Speak up. I know some of you just like to watch, and that's the end of it, and learn what you can out of it, and that's great. And I'll continue to share. You see these videos that they come up. I put a lot of effort into watching this company and looking at the various tickers, what might make a difference. Like, for example, today, I really think that there's not going to be much of an issue for orders in terms of the vaccine stocks for any time in a short term. It's just going to continuously grow, especially with these variants that are coming up. So if that's a concern of yours, you can wipe it aside for now anyway. And so these stocks have a lot of growth potential. Moderna's right up there, and it has these fundamentals underneath it. I'm more focused on everything else that Moderna's working on, aside from the coronavirus. We already know what that is. The stock is, quite frankly, priced to the coronavirus. It's really attached to that. The orders, and we'll see in the earnings call, and that's going to be another driving force. The earnings call for Moderna is going to be on February 25th, and it's going to be a huge driving force for the price of this stock. And you'll want to watch out for that because you could be in that leading up to it, and we'll feel it out together. So that's what this family's about. Yeah, leave your name in the comments. Let me know who you are, and we'll be back on this. But 176.24, that's where we're closing out the week for. And I'll see you guys again real back shortly. Of course, next week on Monday when the stock market opens. But we'll also be looking at these fundamentals closely and talking about what the founder's vision is and what some of the exciting breakthroughs are. Okay, guys, we'll talk to you soon. I'm Keith from Moderna Excels. Take care.